Hello, thanks for bringing us in, Eason. Good evening, welcome to the Quantum Dispatch. I am One Dark Enigma. You already know the other guys by now, for sure. And tonight we are feeling Intrepid, and we're going to get into that later. But
I can't believe you did that.
Yeah, I want to start with something, mainly because I want to get the embarrassment out of the way. So I noticed something, and it was this. And I know, Eason, you were with me for a little bit on this.
Well, it was this morning you said it.
I mean, this is completely all my fault, really, isn't it? I was the one that spearheaded this, and
Driving me crazy all day.
Yeah, and I think I was wrong.
On Mother's
But
Day.
I just want to explain and show for those that might be on the fence about this. A good friend Niku, who is one of the community managers for CIG, put out this picture and said, "I love a good bit of deciphering," or something along the lines of that. Now, as a Sea of Thieves pirate in a previous life, I partook in the Hoarders Hunt, so I was on that rabbit hole for that month long of like looking around the internet and finding out all the.
For someone who isn't a Sea of Thieves player, what is Hoarders Hunt?
Okay, so the Hoarders Hunt, yeah, right. So there was a competition to win a golden bunch of bananas and a load of like cosmetic stuff in game, and I was like on it. I was like, right, I'm gonna sort this out. I'm gonna get all the help and really sort of give it my all to try and win that. Anyway, we ended up on stuff like Pigpen ciphers, which was akin to ciphers that were used at the time that spelled out web addresses that you put into like the suffixes of, say, a OneDrive. You end up at a OneDrive with other pictures, more Pigpen ciphers. You get the gist. It was very in depth. And
so you're telling me that this screenshot that CIG released is going to win us a bunch of golden bananas?
I was like, we all saw this in the top right, didn't we? The F7A. I get you while it's ready. But then
I've been waiting for that ship since it was. So the original video for like the concept release video that Chris Roberts did back in the day for the golden ticket holders, that had the Idris, it had the Vandal Scythe, and it had Hornets in it. The Hornets were the original Mark 1 military variants. When the Mark 2 came out, they did a whole thing on it, and it was just absolutely. I mean, Hyperion, CJ, have you guys seen the F7 in the expo hall when it drops on Anvil Day?
Yeah.
Oh, it sends shivers down my spine.
The man of few words.
It looks like a vacuum cleaner to me. Sorry.
I don't remember seeing that one, but I usually try and protect my wallet at all costs.
Yeah, I mean, from what Hyperion just said, he sounds like he's an F8 fan more than F7A.
No.
Especially that Triple Nine skin.
Bingo.
He's one of them.
Come on.
However, so one thing we can all agree on is free ships are good ships, right? Unless Alien, of course, or Drake.
Free ships?
Alien filth.
I mean, if CIG want to give us a free ship, I'm always down for that.
Well, this was what I was thinking this morning when I was like, oh my gosh, there's numbers there, and there's a AC, full AC alphabet printed multiple times over with paragraph start, and there's a paragraph end in there somewhere as well. So I was like, okay, cool. So this must be some sort of cipher.
Did you notice the 4 icons in either corner where the UI line is? So you've got that one, you've got the same ones. They're on every corner, bar this corner here where it has an exclamation mark and a line on the bottom right-hand corner, which you just went to. So that exclamation mark and that line, I was like, is that something to do with the cipher? Like,
I mean, I didn't even see that.
That, or you like,
I'm still not convinced there's nothing to do with this. But over here as well, we have it repeated. But this middle line here, 090 453, and I was like straight away, I was like, well, this is a number cipher, and this is where you have your slippage, so you move to the right one, so 0 would become 1, etc. Except this would relate to, say, an alphabet. And where do we use the alphabet? In the redeem code box. So I got excited, and that was when I got onto you this morning. I was like, yeah, cool. And I could see all throughout the document this same second line repeated over and over and over. And my notebook is full of notes now on how far I took this. But yeah, it got silly. Until this afternoon when they sent this out. Now, I had been messaging some peeps from SIG, and I was like, give me a clue, please. I've spent all morning. I'm going into my afternoon. It's Mother's Day. I've got cooking to do. Please, I don't have time for this. Am I on the right path? They think you can get back to me. But the message must have got around because they cut the corner off, which basically makes whatever there was there insignificant. So I guess we can put that to bed.
Not necessarily true. If they cut the corner off,
Don't
that
do
could
this
mean
to
that
me.
they just didn't. They were tired of people looking at it. It's like either you saw it or you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, but
Which CIG is known for doing.
I want to know why their transmission thing didn't really move much.
It could legitimize it somewhat by the fact that they've actually cropped the image. You know,
Yep.
Yeah, trying to hide something now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
either that or someone has already figured it out and they won something. They kept it on the down low.
But this is what I thought. I was like, straight away, I was like, oh yeah, cool, someone must have won it. It's moved to the next stage. Where have I seen this before? Sea of Thieves, Hoarders Hunt. I was like, okay, cool. So it must have progressed to the next stage. But then when I saw they cut that corner off and it's the main account tweeting that out, I was like, nah, this is obviously insignificant now. There's not a chance that they would have realised.
What are you trying to convince us or yourself?
No, you're trying to convince me that I still need to give more energy to this.
I mean, if there's anyone out there that knows how to deal ciphers,
It's not me. Just put that out there. It's not me.
I told One Dark earlier that I saw that picture, and the first thing I did was went and melted some stuff in my hangar so I can afford the F7A when it inevitably comes out. I didn't care about Cypher. I was just getting ready to buy a new ship.
I mean, purportedly, it's in the product files now, or program files, so we might be looking at it within a matter of weeks. So prepare your wallets.
that isn't the only leak.
No,
that has
it's
happened.
not. It is not. So 2 unannounced ships have moved into the final phases, and it looks like we are getting a new manufacturer called Intrepid.
No.
Yes.
Sorry, there's a new ship, but manufacturer is unknown. That's what it said on Pipeline.
Am I wrong?
I'm going to just correct you there.
Yeah, new ship called Intrepid, but the manufacturer is unknown.
Yes.
I have my notes wrong.
So you say ship, new vehicle.
And that's
Oh,
right
I mean, this is up
Yes.
for debate now, isn't it?
I wouldn't say so.
I think Intrepid sounds like a ship.
Yeah,
It
Intrepid.
does like a ship.
It could be a vehicle.
It could be a vehicle, and especially since they're gonna probably be releasing new ships with the new upcoming patch, which is absolutely rammed filled with content. They're probably. Do you remember when they were going through the vehicles that they were going to be releasing? They had an Atlas platform, sort of like base builder.
They did.
Who makes the Centurion? It's Anvil that does that, right?
Anvil.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, Intrepid, that's all we've got for now. Thanks to Pipeline.
Always thanks, Pipeline.
The power of data miners.
So it seems. So where do you think this would fit in, just by the name? So Intrepid, remind me, Ethan, what does Intrepid mean again?
Adventurous.
Fearless.
Daring.
In the face of adversity, isn't it? Like
Hyperion, you and I both wanted to name our ships after this. What does it mean, man?
Yeah. Listen, you say Intrepid in my mind, I think Voyager, and that's it. That's me.
Google
Oh, see,
states
there you go. Fearless Adventures.
often used for rhetorical, humorous effect.
Intrepid Explorer.
Basically, for the times that you want to be a little bit extra about someone, you would call them intrepid.
Facetious.
If you want to be brave, I mean, we know there's some kind of Mirai heavy fighter coming out. I think they said Mirai.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Fat Fury.
But what's that ship that's been in pipeline that's on their like main thing? It looks like
The
a
Fat
Sith.
Fury.
The Fat Fury. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It honestly looks like a ship from Star Wars. That one.
It does.
Let's get some context here. I think for One Dark, so you can put it on the podcast.
It is going to be a chonky ass Fury, though.
I mean,
What's it gonna? It's gonna have size 4s as a minimum.
Yeah.
Gotta be size 4s.
Is this one that's like a medium heavy fighter mix, or do you reckon it's going straight in at the heavy fighter end?
Fat alien.
It'll probably be a heavy fighter, just judging by the size. Because when you saw it during the that ship, when they were showing all the ships that they're going to be releasing, when you saw it in comparison to the little human figure, little person figure, it was freaking huge.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you know what I'd love to see for that actually is if it was a Fat Fury that had a little hangar bay in the back that could hold like 2 like normal Furies.
Stop it.
Two normal
Stop it with
Furies.
this. People are like, I want a carrier that can carry like 50 Furies. And now you're saying that you want a heavy fighter to carry smaller Furies.
If you want a pocket carrier
Stop.
to carry Furies, you just need to get a Caterpillar.
It's like that when they say it's a heavy fighter, if you say I want it to also be carrying other ships, then it becomes a carrier. It's no longer a heavy fighter. That just should we got it like
I don't know. A carrack.
No,
can
well,
carry
wait, hold
ships,
on.
but it isn't a carrier.
Hold on. Wait a minute. All right. The definition of a carrier, right, is forward force projection, right? Its sole purpose is to carry other things. So if you happen to be a ship that has a different purpose and you happen to carry something that does not make you a carrier.
right, okay. Well, you're in the military, so I'm not gonna argue with you on that. I haven't got a leg to stand on. I just want to stop seeing people putting snubs on every damn ship that's in there. Because it's
I
like
agree.
that would be nice to see
Disagree.
something that's dedicated.
Disagree.
There's a hard disagree here as well.
Yeah.
But here we go.
Fury's
So here is
in a carrier.
the Fat Fury. Beautiful ship.
It's quite fat.
It is fat.
It's
I have a
well fat
question.
down. And what is your question?
What do we put size 6 weapons on?
Hmm.
What do we do that? Because they're in game.
Yeah.
It's bothered me since I found out they were there.
I think the size 6 weapons are there for the Idris and the Javelin.
They are there for the Idris, which is why you can buy them, which is weird.
Yeah.
You
You
can
can
buy them,
hold
but you can't do anything with them.
Yeah.
Those when they did on Invictus last year, you could do the Javelin tour and you go inside turrets. The turrets have like the main cannons for taking on larger ships, and then they have the ballistics that are better for fighters.
Secondary ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those ballistics they were either size 4 or size 6.
I'm pretty sure they were size 7s.
The cannons were size 7s, I think. The ballistics, like the what's it? Ballistic Gatlings.
The Gatlinks.
Yeah, because I always see, what's the size 4 that's the Revenant Gatling, like that's size 4. The ones I see in game, there's like size 6 versions of that.
Actually, no, you're correct. They were size 4, and I'll tell you why they were size 4. Because there was a bug a couple patches ago where if you owned a Javelin, you could pull the Revenants off of it.
Nice.
Yeah. It's since
Why-
been fixed. It's since been
Why would
fixed.
they fix that? That sounds like a
I don't know.
perfectly good gameplay mechanic.
Yeah, I remember saying, I was like, what the javelin? It's like, you outfitting ships. I'm like, where are these? I don't have these. And, you click on them and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean javelin? Well, but then they
So
fixed it. So
I think an important thing to look at when we're considering new ships is looking at the gameplay that we know is coming down the line. So we know there's updates to cargo. We've got jump gates now working in. There was a huge thing happening. Players were able to test jumping between Stanton and Pyro, which is amazing.
how do we feel about that?
Well, did
Excited.
you see what else was with that? The increase in the server cap.
Yeah.
I did see that.
Testing didn't go very well by all accounts, but they're trying.
The fact that they can get there with it is I'm very emotional about that because I've been here for so long and to actually see them achieve this. And the only thing that makes me sort of like somewhat sad is that I would like to help test, but they've got to obviously make it exclusive so they make sure that the people there that have the access to it are giving them the time and the information that they need. So I don't make the cut because I don't know, I've got a job and I can't put all my time into this game. But there's other people out there that have jobs and they test relentlessly.
Nice save.
Thanks.
I like touching grass.
What's that even mean?
I like cereal.
Wait, do you
Yeah,
really
it
know
means
what
I've
that
got a lot
means?
Yeah, it means I've got more time than playing video games. More things to do,
Nice.
which is what a lot of people don't.
You have more time
digress.
than playing video games?
Yes, I have a child, annoyingly.
See,
Wow.
there you go.
I have multiple.
And see you issue.
So
I got dogs.
Ah, fair.
One right here and one over there.
Yes, we've blowed him out for privacy purposes.
He's an actual special forces dog, so is that to be removed?
So, bring us back on
What makes
course.
it even better is that it's a she.
Oh,
Called Hera?
so
Yeah.
So, bring us back onto course. Ships.
yeah, let's talk about ships here. Like unannounced stuff that's coming out. What do we know that's coming out so far? We've got
What would, in fact, what would you want it to be?
the Intrepid.
No, well, yeah. Okay, let's. What would you want the Intrepid to be?
Aegis. If out of any kind of manufacturer, I would like to see a new Aegis ship. Definitely. Because I feel like when was the last time we did get an Aegis ship?
When's the last time you got
Redeemer.
a consolidated Outland ship?
That's true.
The Redeemer was the last Aegis ship we got.
Yeah, and that one's an old one because the work for that happened way before. So where I see it is whenever they're doing work on a manufacturer, say for example, they're doing stuff on the Polaris, they're most likely doing stuff on the Perseus at the same time. So I imagine with the Retaliator getting work, that could mean they've probably seen something that could work well for an Aegis ship and put that into that. So
I think because of the name, there's not many ships that match that kind of name in the game already. So I've got a feeling if I was to choose what the Intrepid would be, or if I was to take a guess, I think it would be Alien, and Intrepid would be the translation
Okay.
for whatever the alien word is.
Okay.
I think that's probably what I would assume.
That's what you would want.
I am willing to bet that it is a Anvil ship. If you look at Anvil Compared to all the other manufacturers, there are very noticeable gaps, right? Like they don't have like the medium large ship or whatever, like a Constellation competitor, right? They don't have any of that.
Yep.
So the Anvil doesn't have. Doesn't have a lot of things. I mean, it has a heavy fighter, right? The Hurricane, but there are some gaps there, whereas some of the other manufacturers pretty much cover all the gambits between RSI, the Aegis, Origin. Like they all have ships that, in one way or another, they say that they're in the same class relatively, but Anvil does not.
I'll also take you to Consolidated Outland,
I agree with you.
which they have obviously the Mustangs, Nomad,
The
Pioneer,
Nomad,
and the Hoverquad.
yeah,
Um,
and yeah,
but they go from your starter ships to your heavy construction. There's no in between. There's no like
yeah,
mid-tier gameplay ship. And I'm talking
It-
mid-tier gameplay ship. There's nothing from $90 until $1,100, which I
yeah.
think is what Pioneer sold for.
850,
No,
950,
not
850.
that bad then.
They did that thing back at CitizenCon and before that, actually, where they were like, they just went to the backers and they said, right, these are silhouettes of potential ships that are coming in the future. Which ones would you like to see? And they did like a quiz where you could select, I like
Yeah,
options A, B, and C.
it's for the Arastra. They said there's going to be another mining ship coming out. What manufacturer do you want it to be? And they voted RSI.
It was
Yeah.
for their roster.
Yeah. So I mean, they might not even. So the two ships that are unannounced might not be the ones with the Intrepid could be. They might have just thrown that name in there, and then they're going to ask, and they go, "What do you want the Intrepid to be?" Or they might see for public feedback and try and work something out. But
So,
going back to the two ships that are unannounced, what do we think they could be?
well, you were talking about gaps, right? Let me just take you back to just before pre-CitizenCon when we were messing around with the AI, and we came up with this beauty. And this was to bridge the gap between the small snub fighters, but like a ground-based Gravlev F1 style vehicle. Yeah, I would quite like to see this come into the game. Obviously, this is not going to be the Intrepid, but the second unannounced ship, I would quite like to see another racer come into the game. Probably partly because I'm a racer myself, but massive Aegis fan. They don't have a racing ship though, and I feel that they should. That's where I would like to see.
Maybe that might happen.
Maybe it's an Origin tank.
The shot in the dark, the Origin tank, the one that they made on the Kit Bash. It was like a little turret that just.
Yeah.
That's going to work quite some time.
Origin tank would just be a terrible tank that gets shot once and all of the panels fall off it, and it just.
No. That's a Drake tank. An Origin tank is a tank that pulls up, and it may not have a lot of firepower, but the person that's driving it has more money than you, and that's all I really care about.
It's emotional warfare.
Yeah. An Origin tank would be a mobile ivory tower. That's all it would be. So you can look down on the peasants.
And your problem is, I don't understand. This is my MO, right? This is what I do.
So you're trying to get an LTI ivory tower. Okay.
Absolutely.
Wait, it's definitely one way of putting it. So, Easton's kindly sent through the silhouettes he was talking about.
No, not that one.
Not this one. Okay. Not that one. But that's nice to look at. I mean, some of these are in already. I mean, what is that one?
Yeah.
What's this?
I mean, that's the Kingship, Vandal Kingship.
Yeah, the top one's a Kingship. That one, and the one below it is. Oh, that's
yeah, but that's not the best silhouette screenshot. That was a link from the Google search because I was looking at this YouTube video through Google. So there's an actual YouTube clip there, and
because it's paused, it's going to come up a bit dark, but yeah, I remember seeing this now.
Also, everyone is saying I've met like 3 people that have been telling me that the ship at 3643 is Aegis. It's something to do with Aegis, and I have to say I firmly disagree with it. The more I look at that ship, the more I think it's the E1.
That one?
Yeah.
Ah, you know what? It might be, but its silhouette's a little different though than the other Spirit series, right? Like
It is
do
because
the Spirit series do their wings fucking
yeah, they do.
do the thing?
They VTOL just like that. Plus, it looks probably a little bit heavier at the top because like that whole compartment is
It's supposed to be an escape raft.
escape hub. Yeah, and you got that sort of like clear canopy where you can look out. You got the turret at the front.
Maybe.
Two things,
Maybe.
but when I seen this straight away, this little nodule on top just reminds me of R2. And then, but this bit down here looks like a little bit of a cargo elevator.
Yeah.
So
And maybe the side entrance is, stairs for
Mm.
your VIP guests.
I just never know where to
Exactly.
place this one.
You
I don't
you
think-
don't
I don't-
you don't put like you don't bring when you're owning a restaurant, right? People come in through the front, and all the stuff you need to make that restaurant work comes in through the back. So it makes sense that they got 2 entrances for this one.
Yeah. Remember the last time I was a restaurant owner. But I
just like to
mean,
pretend I am
if we
make
go back
burgers
to the
money.
definition, and you say it's a bit like a humorous attempt, then perhaps CJ is right, and maybe we are looking at a vehicle and not a ship. Would you be disappointed?
If
Uh,
he just brought up a good point, by the way. If it is humorous and often used, to ridicule, could that have been planted there for triggerfish?
There's
I
a
mean,
red herring for the data miners.
Has it been
Just
done
to
before?
Give people hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't recall. You have to take a
Remember
second.
the 400i. The 400i was a rumor long before it came to fruition, right? Like it was a rumor. People thought about it. There was a suggestion. CIG didn't say anything about it. And then what was it? Was it not last triggerfish? I think it was the one before that. I'm not sure if I was here or if I was somewhere else, but I remember that it was invisible, and people were, it was 404 not found, right? And and eventually it ended up coming out, but they're not above, getting people all riled up for nothing.
Yeah, I suppose if you build
Especially
hype, then you build hype in
data
a project.
Exactly.
And if you remove the impetus of why they do the data mining, if they're pulling out false information, it invalidates their claims. It lowers people's confidence in those data miners, so protects your IP a bit better. So yeah, I could understand completely why they would want to do that and take that sort of position. But also, we do know from CitizenCon that there is going to be a Centurion style vehicle coming to aid with base building. Could this be it?
yep.
All I
I'm
want is an
trying to
outpost. I've told you this before. We went over this before. All I want is an outpost. I don't want some big whole spangled base. I can do that with the Orc. But for me, my little homestead.
It's
What
like
do you think a ground vehicle base builder would actually be able to do, though? Like,
If we lost
build a little
Hyperion,
one by one little hab.
No, you didn't. 1 second.
Oh, he's getting changed into a bikini.
man, Kini.
Yeah, like what would a ground base building vehicle do? Because we know they're coming. It's been mentioned. But like, is it going to be able to build buildings, or is the ground base building vehicle just going to be able to do?
this one in particular, I think it'll be to do with manufacturing buildings. I think that so far they've got that Atlas platform kind of like truck with trailer. They've got the Galaxy, and they also have the Pioneer. So I'm wondering if with Pyro coming out, could the Intrepid be? Because I mean, the Galaxy is a big ship. We're talking its Carrack size. So is there something that's going to be like mole sized that's for base building that could be used to sort of go to the next system over and set up a forward base with a small crew? That could be interesting. Because the Galaxy isn't a dedicated one, it has a module for it. So they have to have some kind of dedicating base building ship that's between that ground vehicle and the Pioneer, I think. Or maybe I'm wrong, and they just go with the Galaxy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be probably what we least expect.
I'm excited.
Yes,
I'm not gonna
very
lie.
excited
I
for
don't
base
know
building.
what the damage is going to be when this comes out, but I'm excited. I don't think we're just going to get Pyro though, unless it's just as a test bench. I think because we've already got the 3 jump gates, haven't we? Oh,
Yes.
2 or 3.
There's 3.
3.
So
Terra, Magnus, and
what's to say they're not going to bring those in as well?
Stop it.
I'm
already
excited,
as
man.
fuck. I can't control myself
You
anymore.
know my passion's in the base building at the moment. And racing,
there's
obviously.
Hopium in this
No. But I tell you what, let's put a different spin on things. Let's say we are looking at the Intrepid being a Centurion-based or Centurion-sized vehicle to assist with base building. That's not going to be a pretty penny to move. You're going to have something like a C2 or an M2 to be able to move that. I can't think of another vehicle right now that a Centurion fits in.
I'm just trying to rack my heads with the gap in the ships that we have. We know we got Pyro coming out, so that means going further than we have done before. We've got loads of exploration craft, so the Zeus ES, that's exploration. We got tons of exploration crafts. I don't think the Intrepid will be exploration. I think it might be more to do with that we're seeing a Mirai heavy fighter. There might be some kind of, I don't know, some ship that's designed to go through jump holes and hold or like forward. Could it be a military scout type style, similar to the Terrapin, but more designed for longer distances?
So I need you just to go back and reword that. No jump holes.
I got held up there as well, to be honest.
I did.
Did it show in
No
my
jump
face? I
holes.
was like, oh god, he called them jump holes. Not jump gates.
Jump gates, my bad. Because when I was looking at the leak, it just looked like a grey intestinal tract. So
Wait, you've seen the
it's more
Great
of a
Tunnel?
hole. Yeah, it's out there.
Oh.
It's honestly, I'm not Evo Kati, so I've got no NDA. So CIG, if you're watching and you want me to sign NDA, I'm totally up for that. I would love to be Evo Kati, so please.
What if the
That'd
two
be
don't
amazing.
come together and you just end up signing an NDA and they're like, thanks, now you can't talk about the project. See you later.
I've been silenced.
Don't slam the door on the way out.
Oh, yeah, I
But
can imagine that.
Don't
Phil will definitely find that hilarious. I think after it's like the throw this spanner in it works.
I think
to your
I would disagree with you
Go
about
for it.
there being a lot of exploration ships, right? So I would say out of all the manufacturers, the one with the most exploration ships would be Origin, right? But then other than that, but you have the
Carrack, Odyssey, Zeus, ES.
we're talking about what's out, right? So what's out currently? Because obviously whatever's going to come out will come out before the Odyssey, or you know what I mean, or probably even the Zeus.
Yeah.
So you have the what is it what is it, the constellation, the Aquila,
Yeah.
right? And then you got
got a
The
kilo.
400i, the 600i, they're cool.
Well,
Then
the
what?
400i isn't. Is it actually declared as exploration?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so we got 400i, 600i exploration. Then we got the Karak. Don't forget that one.
hmm
Nobody forget the Karak.
We should all forget the Carrack.
And then we got the Misk Jur, which all
I'm
you
sorry,
Misk.
who?
Yeah, I know. Freelancer Jur.
The Jew, the freelancer Jew.
Oh damn!
I like you.
I'm just gonna check my sugars.
I like a jump hole.
The Terrapin's also exploration. It's a pathfinder, so it's
Oh yeah,
exploration. And
Yeah.
the mighty Corsair is.
I knew it. I knew it.
Of course,
I
it's not
knew
bad.
it would come up.
I could not plug Drake. You're talking about ships. I have to plug Drake. That's my only one. Don't worry.
Drake doesn't have exploration. Oh no, Corsair.
Ethan?
It's not.
Corsair. It's an expedition.
Ethan, let's
It's
just
not.
let him have this. Let's just let him have this one.
I can't. It's not an
Wait,
Right,
exploration.
so-
no,
You shit in a bucket on that ship. That is not. Honestly,
Drake Cutter.
no.
All right,
Mm,
CJ, you got one.
The Cutter Rambler is
We do
classed
not-
as a expedition.
We do not. We do not. What's it? Bow to terrorism. This is just wrong.
Okay, I want a bit of naval insight here. So, being in the UK, we have the HMS Intrepid, or had the HMS Intrepid, which looked like this.
The love boat.
What? Where does
Sorry.
this fall in? Like, in ship class?
It looks like
It?
it would be it's too big to be a frigate. It looks like it would be
Destroy.
either a destroyer or a cruiser, somewhere in between, actually, because a cruiser is bigger than that. It looks like it'd be a destroyer.
Okay. I'm glad you said that. What if we were looking at the Anvil Intrepid coming out?
Stop it.
I know.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. No.
I'm talking about here?
No.
Yeah. I like this.
Stop it. I've always said they bring out that because I've got you guys remember when they brought out the science exploration pack, the science mega exploration pack, the one before they updated it. I've got all my best in show ships on that. And the only thing that I've always said I would only melt it for is for an Anvil cap ship.
No, you're not melting that. You're not melting best in show skins. But an Anvil cap ship has been wanted by the community for so long.
Remember when that name, the Longbow, was floating around out there for Anvil? An Anvil capital ship that launched a bunch of arrows. So pretty much an Anvil capital ship carrier.
Ain't no one gonna be flying a capital ship called the Longboat. The amount of innuendo in the verse.
The Longbow.
Oh, longbow. I thought you said longboat. I was like,
No, the Longbow.
I was like, the audio cracked up there. I was like, no way.
Yes, the audio.
I mean, you know what, right? The longbow. I think everyone was thinking, yeah, the longbow would be great. What does a longbow fire? Arrows. Oh my god, there we go. Anvil arrows. Let's fill it with arrows and just have a arrow carrier. And it's like, oh my god. We've already got the Bengal, guys. Don't forget about the Bengal, which isn't player owned, and it won't be. But we do have
Allegedly.
It's not going to be player owned, but it can be player controlled.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But it's not going to be direct control either. I think you're going to order the NPC that's flying it to navigate to an area.
Order at gunpoint.
Yeah.
You will go to Pyro system. Go now, please.
There are many NPCs in this persistent universe. I can swap you with another. Go.
I like the thought process.
But yeah, it's supposed to be player because they specifically state whether things are going to be player owned, and I think there's going to be a loose the Idris. The first time the Idris was put into the PU, it was stolen. Like anything that's.
I know.
Did they steal the Javelin as well?
No, they were destroying them, which is why they up. Yeah, which is why they upped the amount of the DPS that all the ships that in that little fleet that they put out, and
Yeah.
they increased the amount of escorts.
But it's one of those things that even if it's not going to be player owned, there is always going to be someone that's going to steal it. So I think even if they don't want people to own the Bengal or the Javelin, people will take it.
Let's not forget, people were stealing the F8 Lightning
I
far
stole the F7A.
far longer before it came out. Right? They were taking them from the Invictus fleet.
I actually EVA'd, clipped through the canopy of the F7A during Invictus, fell into the crutch of the NPC, got up, beat him to death, and when because like they would take off, fly out, and follow the fleet outside of the armistice zone, and then you could kill them, and then you could get into the ship, and it was my first time flying the F7A, and I was just like, when this ship comes out, I'm going to have some problems, financial problems.
Well, hopefully it's not going to be as expensive as you might think.
I don't care. I've got money.
Okay, so we've got a question
give me
here
stuff.
from AJR Killer. What do you guys think about them adding the ornithocopter from June into the game?
Absolutely not.
Is it classed as alien filth to you?
Yep. Fucking disgusting.
I mean, okay.
Disgusting.
I think it you know, are we just focusing on that one ship? Or
Well, obviously you
the
wouldn't be able
role
to
that
just
that
port
ship
that
fills?
straight in, would you? But you can focus on a ship that would look like that had essentially like a dragonfly style wing design.
You're essentially asking for like a small, like, if you got the Valkyrie and married it with a snub fighter, what baby would it be? So you'd have like a small snub fighter with a pilot, and then like 4 guys could sit on the exterior of that. So you'd have something like, I don't know, something that could just really quickly get in there, drop people off, and get out. I'd be interested in that.
I think
If
they
it,
need to be able to do the one thing we're missing in this game, and I know it's a space game
do
for the
not say
most part.
Drake. Do not say.
No, not manufacturing, not manufacturer based. But imagine if there was a equivalent to an ornithopter, but it couldn't go into space. It
Yeah,
was purely an atmospheric ship, because it is practically an atmospheric ship. But imagine if it just excelled, if it was completely elite in atmosphere. Then a no quantum drive. It just literally flew wherever you wanted it to go.
yeah,
It
really fuel
outmaneuvered
efficient.
everything, but it's weak. It's got flappy wings. It's going to be like another Car2 where you just shoot it once and then its wings have fell off. But I think that would be really cool because we don't have a ship that. Almost every ship has a quantum drive, but even the ones that don't have a quantum drive can still get to space. So I think that would be a good gap to bridge if we had something that couldn't get into space.
I think something like that would need a really low signature. It'd be great to have that sort of thing.
Like a ground vehicle based signature, like a 400 meters detection radius kind of thing.
But
This
then
is what
they
our
did
friend
say-
AJ is raising, is being able to close your wings and drop into Atmo. So essentially being a smaller dropship, like we were saying, between a snub and the Valkyrie. Having those 4 guys sat on the side, that would be pretty cool. Imagine you going into Jump Town, just closing the wings up and just letting yourself drop. Lowers your EM signature to almost nothing, and then boom, fires them up before the ground.
Stealth
drops
dropship.
in.
That would be nice.
No, we're not going there. We ain't going there.
I'm just saying it's that kind of role is filled, in my opinion, by the Pisces already, because that is small. You can carry people.
And the Prowler.
Well, the Prowler's big. It's too big to
It's
be
a stealth dropship.
Ornithopter size. Or how do you pronounce it?
Ornithopter. And I hate it.
You might hate it, but clearly some other people don't hate it. And
Literally.
we should be able to express, yourself in the way that you fly, the ships that you fly, much like you like your origin. Someone else likes
I have not said anything.
An inferior manufacturer.
Remember what GFA mentioned about it though on Twitter. I think that's definitely something worthy of this podcast. I think you should mention how that ship is related to the Reclaimer.
Oh, let me get the tweet up, but whilst I'm doing that, feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Also, there's an asset. Obviously, we're talking about the asset from a certain film, but that certain film also has an asset from Star Citizen anyway, which hopefully we get one day, which is the Sand one.
Science fiction is very much give and take.
Yeah,
a lot more take, less give.
People get bored after a certain point and just go, oh, you know what, that film was cool. We'll just steal that.
Yeah.
So when we get TIE fighters, then.
Okay, so I've got it up here. Right, so GFA. Catching up with June Part 1 before heading off to see June Part 2, and I have to ask, Disco, can we please sneak the idea of a ship inspired by this design into Star Citizen, please? In-app mode transport only, of course. I mean, straight away, it does look like an Aurora, doesn't it?
No, it looks more. I could see now looking at it, the way everything's sort of like underslung from the front. I do get Reclaimer vibes from it.
However,
I see what you mean by Aurora, though, because the
Disco
Aurora
replied.
has what should be the sticky outy wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that
Scorpius
came in the
too.
game, it would have to be called the Dragonfly, and we already have something called Dragonfly. It looks like a dragonfly.
It could be called like a wasp or something.
However,
That's not a wasp.
Disco replied, the same guy that designed the ship is the same guy that did the Reclaimer and Orion. That's some talent right there, isn't it?
Wait, no. Did the Reclaimer diner table? So he didn't do the Reclaimer. He was on the Reclaimer team.
Oh, okay.
Dinner table. And wait.
Maybe we'll go back to it.
Yeah. Alien coming from his chest. Oh, blimey. Yeah. No, I don't need to hear the rest. I get, so, when I'm walking around the Reclaimer, I always sort of like check around my back because I always feel like there's a Xeno rolling around.
It's a dirty ship anyway, so it's basically alien.
Those stains on the wall, mate. I don't know what they are, and it's.
This bothers you, doesn't it? It's not the first time we've spoke about these stains on the wall.
Yeah, man. Like, I can't get them out for love nor money. It's just absolutely horrendous. I'd like a clean ship. And it looks like blood or oil, and I think it might be blood. It might even be poo. I don't know.
Excrement, man.
Yeah. All combined, because someone got mutilated on board without me knowing. That's not great. But yeah, guys, you really hurt the feelings of the Scorpius. I'm not, I prefer the Hurricane over the Scorpius, but the fact that, like, I would love to have a ship where the wings stick out and flap around. It's like the Scorpius is there. That's the big brother of the Aurora. The wings already come out on that one. That's like, everyone's like, I want an X-Wing in game. We got the Scorpius. And then it's like,
Why do you prefer the Hurricane over the Scorpion?
I prefer the bigger power plants, and I also prefer the aesthetics. The engines on the back look absolutely tasty. And I know you're judging me right now.
I haven't said anything.
The silence speaks 1,000 words.
I was just curious.
I'm racking my brain on the Intrepid. Is AJ still there? Can we throw a question out to the audience of what they think the Intrepid could be, or what they would like the Intrepid to be?
We have to wait for a response there, aren't we?
Definitely.
But what I can say, man, I'm really excited for where we're at now. I mean, we've been here a while, and these updates are coming thick and fast now. And judging from what's coming or dripping out of Eva Carti, it doesn't sound like it's going to be 3.18. where it was just like everyone was just like, oh my god, I have to take a holiday away from this game because you can't physically play it. You want to speak? Go for it.
Why did you have to describe all of that like that?
How do you mean?
Updates are coming quick and fast. What's coming out of and dripping out of Evocati? Why did you pick those words?
He's more frustrated by saying
those that
dripping
have a
out.
dirty mind have it because they want it.
It's all really juicy and very like moist.
Yeah, I mean they're sticking to stiff timelines here, and again, you get what I mean. So it's exciting times that are coming.
I love that you went from stiff to exciting.
My wallet is aroused.
Well, he should have went. He should have went from
Jesus.
excited to stiff, not the other way around.
So let's just, I think what we should do is to like sign this bit off is like each go round and we're gonna try and think what the Intrepid could be in relation to the new patch that's dropping, and yeah, I think go with it from there maybe. Do you want me to start, or does someone else?
I feel like you should start.
Okay, I think it could potentially be some kind of Aegis combat vehicle that's designed to go to other systems and set up a perimeter on the ground, like base building. So we're talking probably around constellation size, maybe, like not as big as Karak, but bigger than a heavy fighter. Something that has got turrets on it, can move cargo, but can also do a bit of crafting for whatever they need on site. I think that could be nice. By Aegis.
There's still a lot of space out there for ships that we just don't have. Ships that do what the Ornithocopter. I cannot pronounce that word. But
No, I can't either.
The ships that do
I'm not even
that,
gonna
like that really gives you whatever you want. If you're saying you've got a universe of possibilities out there, we're hopefully soon going to see a lot more than just Stanton. Yeah, there's going to be so many options out there, and if I branch into exploration for a moment, like if you've got the Corsair, we'll go for this for now. At the moment, the Corsair can land and take off from every surface, right? Apart from obviously Crusade that doesn't have a surface. Are we going to have planets within solar systems where the gravity is too much that you could land on that surface, but you can't get it out of atmo? Because then that becomes invaluable data for exploration. And I don't know how they're going to sort of quantify and notarize this data down so that you've tested or you have that knowledge from somewhere else, or it's just that you have knowledge like that. But yeah, there's a lot they can do within this ship space. It's more than just marketing and money.
Sure, but we're going around the circle here, and we're putting down what we think the Intrepid will be, and when it releases, we can come back and have a look at this and see how far wrong we were.
Okay.
I went for a bit of a wild card because I think it's going to be something else, but I wanted to put the wild card because I'd like to see something sort of militaristic, base building, that size. I think that'd be cool. What do you think?
I've talked myself into 3 different camps here. I think it could be a vehicle, it could be a ship, or it could be a massive ship. I really don't know. If you had to get me to place a bet right now, I would say it's going to be an exploration ship with 3 or 4 crew. I agree with you, it does sound very Aegis-y or Anvil, but that could just be the hopium in me, because
I'm surprised, Intrepid could mean daring, and you like racing a lot, so I'm just wondering if,
yeah, but it's more in an exploration.
Have we got a name for the Fat Fury yet?
Fat Fury. Yeah, that is the name. That is
First,
What
first
about,
name Fat, second
what
name
about-
Fury.
What about Mirai Intrepid?
no, because
Doesn't ring.
it's not. It's also they said it's unannounced. So the Mirai Heavy Fire was they did mention about the Mirai Heavy Fire. CIG did. So
What about if it's the Mirai Heavy Fighter, but a variant of it? It's an exploration variant.
ooh, okay, color me intrigued.
Because Fury and Intrepid, to me, are on the same sort of like design language words, I think.
Alien exploration craft. We don't
and it-
have an alien exploration craft.
We don't need
well,
one.
We're not going to call it alien.
Yeah,
It's human with adaptive alien parts.
sure.
Alien filth.
But
Well,
I think it could be a.
I really don't bother remembering the alien stuff. This is so bad. I'm so xenophobic. It's ridiculous.
Good.
What's the one that released at CitizenCon that looked like they did the one that lands like vertically,
Oh,
Masulan.
the Sulian.
the Sulian, when they did that shot of it just like coming through the trees. Like they've taken that from ET. Like they've taken that from ET. And when I was a kid, I think I was the only kid in the area that actually wanted ET to be captured by the authorities, which is
My
so
wife would be with you there.
so I feel really bad now.
My wife has
But
actually
yeah,
got a
okay.
genuine fear of ET.
Oh,
However,
so
Hyperion, you're not going to like this. Combat Carrot wants to see an exploration Rylan.
Raylan. The Raylan, I have to say, as all alien ships go, the Raylan is definitely up there in my favorite for alien ships. It's just
Listen.
got a unique look and it's nice. It's on it like just the way it looks with those 4 prongs. I think that's a really nice design.
The Raylan needs to come out first before they start working on freaking variants. Look, what?
You got the Retaliator. The bomber come out, and we're still waiting for the base.
Sure. But I hate alien ships.
and,
Not really.
and Drake.
Not really.
Can you imagine if he had a Drake alien?
Let's be
combined?
clear. Let's be clear. I don't hate Drake. I just
Good
think
boy.
they're dirty. I just think they're dirty.
Okay.
Well,
And
You're disappointed in them. You don't hate them. You're just disappointed them because they can be better.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, like a
that.
disappointed parent. Like you still do your job, but like you're ugly and you smell
It's
while you
like-
do it.
You cleaned your room, but why haven't you made your bed?
if you
Or why do you
painted
not
the
have a
Drake-
bathroom?
Yeah.
Most Drake ships have a bathroom. The ones that
Okay.
need it.
So let's just summarize. So we've got militaristic Aegis exploration vessel from Eason. We've got One Dark saying it's a
3 to 4
What
man
did you say?
exploration craft.
which manufacturer?
Aegis or Anvil.
Okay, so there's 2 for that one then.
Okay, so
'cause
do I
it's
have
kind
to
of
just pick one?
No, because we pretty much are thinking on the same wavelength for that.
Okay.
CJ, you're thinking alien exploration,
Specifically Mirai, so not alien, human.
alien human,
No, just human
human, well, with alien
with alien
tendencies.
parts. Yes.
Yeah, and then Hyperion is just
Have it.
absolutely xenophobic slash.
It,
Who's done
in
it?
my opinion, like I said, I think it'll be an Anvil ship. Anvil hasn't gotten much love recently. And again, some of their gaps are blaring. If Drake has something that's like in that mid to large ship range, Anvil should have one as well.
You say Anvil didn't get much love, but there is that other leak suggesting that we're going to be getting the Hornet F7A Mark II.
Vacuum cleaner.
It's not vacuum cleaner. It's a very nice ship, and it's coming.
But I think they also have to get out of the, because I think now they're at the point now where they're starting to make ships that are not so combat oriented.
I think there's
Though
something.
combat is a part of SC, it's not necessarily the be all end all.
I think I remember reading something in the lore that Anvil doesn't make capital ships because during the Mesa era, Anvil was sort of like it was like the top of manufacturing for human warfare. So it was there. The Imperators sort of it did the Imperators bidding. So when the Messas got overthrown and it went from the this imperialistic regime to the UEE, everyone was associating Anvil with like the imperialistic regime. So I think they got kind of like less contracts, which is why in the lore you're not seeing many Anvil capital ships.
I
I have
thought
to
that
go
was
back.
Aegis.
No, Aegis already has capital ships. We've got the
No,
Aegis.
no, 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 no. About the capital ships, yeah, but that story, I thought that was Aegis, and they struggled to make a comeback because of that.
I'm gonna have to do my research and look at it. I think it's Anvil over Aegis because Aegis does have the capital contracts. Anvil doesn't. And RSI has kind of a capital ship with the Polaris, so they do have capital contracts as well. The only one that we haven't seen a capital ship from, which I think they're debating that the Carrack is now becoming a capital or something like that. I don't know what's going on there, but like it's a frigate, I think, or something now with the new terminology.
It's definitely not a
CRG likes to
capital.
mix things up.
It's
Well, yeah, but they've upped it again, like with the new patch. They did mention that it's going up to sort of like
frigate, I think.
yeah. And I was just like, how's that a frigate? It's more of a. I've always felt like the Carrack was more of a corvette.
CJ, just because you put something in the chat doesn't make it real.
Good enough for
Well,
Mirai
they
Intrepid
said
has a good ring to
uh,
it. It does not.
me. It does.
they said that the only reason that Aegis got that big as a frigate was because of Squadron 42.
Mm.
It wasn't supposed to be that big.
I'm still
If you
looking
look at
forward
if
to
you look
seeing
at
inside that.
if you look at it in terms of traditional naval ships, frigates are some of the smallest of the small.
Yeah, but then if you look at it next to the Bengal is ridiculous.
And
Sure.
it crashed.
I just saw that, but my stream's so pixelated right now I can barely see you guys.
That might just be your blood sugar levels.
Nope, that's so bad.
No, Carrot, no.
Yeah. One ship that didn't get mentioned today, but is very much anticipated by me, the Endeavour, the Misk Endeavour, the capital science craft. There's so many people out there that are looking forward to science gameplay. And that's just going to be, you want to do medical, you want to research development, you want to tweak stuff, you want to do farming, you name it, this thing's going to be able to do it.
We'll have 2.0 before we get the Endeavour, though.
Yeah, I think I can't remember which video it was, but I swear someone mentioned the Endeavour and John Crew just stared at the camera for like a whole 10 seconds and just went, yeah, yeah, we're like the Endeavour's. It honestly sounds like the Endeavour is the last one that they'll be coming around to sort out.
Well, it's got all of the
Oh.
tech that everything else needs.
I was
So,
just about to say it's the end user of all that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ethan, I did just look it up, and in fact, I was correct. It was Aegis that
It was
was
Aegis.
linked with the messes, and they had to
Nice.
do a whole rebranding and all that kind of good stuff. Anvil has a more conventional history. I'm gonna leave that alone though. Well,
Nice.
people can look that up for themselves.
So yeah, why haven't we got? I mean, they did hint at an Anvil capital ship a while ago. It was a lore post. I'm gonna try and track this down. You guys talk.
Whilst you're
between
doing that, Carrot is waiting for the Expanse, talking about self-sufficient mining and processing. And I'm not gonna lie, I had to go and look it up because it's not the sort of thing I've really looked into.
The Expanse is the home away from home. So
Yeah.
I think you're supposed to never need to like land anywhere. You could just fly away and just end up somewhere and never have to land or do anything.
I tell you what, if you want anyone to sell the Expanse to you, Carrot's your guy. Like, he was talking to me about that ship at Bar Citizen, and I was like, damn, I might need to get them. Yeah, who's that? I was sitting in a puddle.
But here's Carrot at the back here. Look at him, beautiful boy.
Yep. Absolutely fantastic, man. Which, like,
I guess he wasn't expecting to see himself on stream, was he?
Nope.
Not the leg. Can't say not the leg and then hold it up high for everyone to see. I think it's brilliant. Might get my my picture printed, put up on my wall along with everything else. That's a point, actually. We still need to draw the winner of the poster.
Yes. I think we should hold off on that for when GFA and our potential special guest is joining
Well, GFA is a special guest, but the other special guest, yes. Very excited to have him on.
He's coming back.
He can't help himself. But yes, no, yeah, it's a good point. I think we should hold it off.
Very special to me.
Are we going to open it up, or are we just going to keep it closed to the email addresses? I feel like we should open up to the community.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I can have a look to see.
Hello, Kobe.
I'll send it. I can send an email to everyone that went to Bar Citizen. I think still.
Yeah, we'll work out an actual steadfast time where everyone's on time, ready to go, and then yeah, we'll organise that, get that out, and get everyone on the stream, and we'll draw it on stream.
Yeah, sounds good.
They're gonna need the perspex back though.
Yes.
Whoa! Ambassador Kobe's dropped in. Kobe, currently flying towards Shadowfall in Pyro in the Evo. In what ship? What ship are you flying, Kobe? Is he allowed to do this?
Is that a breach of NDA?
Nah.
Nope. He's talking about it. He's not showing it. And that's all that matters.
It's in the Inferno. Nice ship. Never really been one for the Inferno, more the Iron, as decent I know. But yeah, I'm just not accurate enough.
I like both of them.
It can be outmaneuvered and outgunned by a Great Corsair.
Here you go. I said you had one. No more.
Well, I took two.
Stole a kiss.
There's one thing that they can do to make me switch from the Ion to the Inferno, and that is increase the fire rate. I don't want the magazine increase. Like, I honestly want to, rather than it going like glang, 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 like rolling it in like that, I just honestly want to be able to fly towards a large target, like just empty 50% of your mag on the first run, and then the other 50 on the second run, and then you have to go rearm, and then you get that really awesome sound from it. And I think in atmosphere it'll be sounding amazing. And also when they get the realistic audio for space combat in, the vibrations you get from that size 7 just like kicking rounds out would just be amazing.
I do think the Inferno does need a bit of a buff. A little bit.
Yeah, I think you definitely could get it by the rate of fire. Even if it means you have to go and rearm more, I'm up for that, because it would improve the feel of it so much.
Imagine using the Inferno as a equivalent A10 in a ground pounding situation.
Yeah.
Ooh, that could be quite nice.
But I mean, its current rate of fire, like you just like have to hover over the target and like hit it, rather than actually flying through and doing a proper strafe. Which is what I'd like to see.
I just want to see more ships. Come at me.
Yep.
Come at me.
Did we get to the bottom of the 2 unannounced ships?
So ships off the top of our head, including ground stuff, we know they've got that Atlas ground thing we spoke about. The Mirai Pulse, they've mentioned, which could be the best LTI token that I have seen for a while.
I'm gonna drop some serious money on that. If that's coming out 2025, I'm there. I'm gonna have quite a few of them.
And I'm not sure if it is actually called the Mirai Pulse. I just heard it from somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but
that would be that little bike we saw in the CitizenCon reveal video, wouldn't it?
yeah.
I'm looking forward to MPUV actually having modularity.
Do you know what? I never had time for it, and I saw it in someone's video the other day, the personnel version, and now I want one. And then I found that it's got the nice little blue Invictus paint, and I really want one. So yeah, I'm going to end up buying the skin and waiting for this little Pulse vehicle to come out, and then upgrading it. But apparently, you get one with the Idris anyway.
You get a what with Idris?
An Impuv.
Oh dear.
Apparently so. Time for you to invest in an Idris, my dear boy.
No, I'd rather just buy 5 MPUVs and still be like $2,000 in profit.
I honestly would wait for a capital because they're gonna iron out all the issues with the Javelin, the Idris, and then they'll bring out another capital ship at some point, and it will have all the issues that they learned from those ships solved into this, and it might be Anvil, and that would be amazing.
If they do it for one, are they going to do it for all of them though? Are we going to see an Origin Drake? Why I say Origin Drake? Oh, Origin capital ship.
I mean, I would honestly like to see Crusaders take on a capital ship.
How many doors though? How many doors?
It is Orison.
All
doors.
Billions.
Orison is just a capital.
Yep. Weaponize Orison.
Do you remember Takeshi's Castle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a Crusader ship. When you're in a hurry, which door is going to open? Christ.
Yeah. Oh, the no, what, the one where they're running, or the honeycomb one?
Both have got just as many doors.
Yeah. I can imagine. Do you know what the running one where you got to plow through the doors and hopefully they open, being Crusader, because there's so many doors. But I can imagine the hexagon prison and the honeycomb one being a Drake equivalent. It's just like you open the door. Are you going to get covered in crap and mud by a massive, big chunky guy, or are you just
That's if the door works.
Drake. It'll always work.
Okay.
Just whether it opens slowly or fast or on fire.
We have to have a manual override switch.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's actually my first ever look really at the Expanse. I've heard about it, but never looked at it. That's quite exciting.
3 years ago, there was a rumored Crusader Achilles Star Bomber, but I think that actually came out to be the A1.
Sounds a bit extra as well. Star Bomber.
And then there was also around Invictus week 2 years ago, there was a rumored Anvil capital ship, and there was a lore post about Anvil were going to announce something, or it may have been Aegis. I get the two mixed because they're so similar now.
Isn't it the Anvil? Isn't it the Anvil Legionnaire?
Yes.
I think that's what they announced.
I can't wait for that Legionnaire, man.
No, not at all.
Awesome. The Legionnaire is going to be my daily when that comes out.
So, whilst Easton is doing his research, shall we have a little game of Stardoll?
We're doing the daily or unlimited?
Well, it says unlimited, so let's just do one.
What's this?
Stardoll.
Is this your first time seeing Stardoll?
I recognize it, but I
Okay.
haven't done much of it.
Ethan,
Who we got in chat?
give us a ship.
Who's active in chat as well? You get one guess each.
Wait. So, give you any name? Is there something I've got to?
Any ship.
Do you know Wordle? The game
Okay.
Wordle.
Hold on. Let me think. I'm gonna say for this, let's do the Aegis Saber Comet.
Oh, terrible choice.
Why is the comment
Oh,
not there?
okay, fine. Just do Saber then.
Let's just make this smaller. So it's a 1 crew ship. CJ.
Are those arrows pointing down for the red?
Some are up, some are down.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll walk you through it next time. I'm just typing Herald because
No, I understand what's going on now. So the
You
manufacturer.
no, it's not Herald because a Herald is just under 24 meters, so that'd be yellow. I'm gonna go full sweat and go with a arrow.
Arrow doesn't have
wrong.
S.
John.
Yeah, the release sheet was wrong with that.
Hyperion's turn, and then
We'll go with the good old Aurora.
It's newer than 2018.
Damn it.
and also has some SCU space.
Nomad.
But
Yes,
Yes.
you cargo space.
Damn.
Wow.
There you go.
Newer than 2020.
And smaller
Well, it
than
might be unreleased.
Smaller than.
Crew
Watch
one.
me
less than 27 meters. Cheaper
watch
than
me the
18.
damn Legionnaire.
Legionnaire's cheaper, more expensive.
Can you try the hover quad?
Well, you can do. You can wait your turn.
Oh yeah.
And it does
Wow.
have SCU space, so it's got more than 0 and less than 24.
Yeah.
None of these are Rambo though, so it's close. It's newer than 2020 though. What is longer? Oh, longer than 17 meters and cheaper than $80.
I can make a really rude comment right now, but for this.
Oh my gosh. No way. I'm genuinely sad. Do you know what? No, it's not gonna be Alien because Alien's more expensive. No, STV is shorter than 17 meters, obviously. What about
Bigger than 17 meters.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So it's the STV is shorter. It needs to be bigger than 17 and a half.
Oh yeah.
An Ursa would be, would be like 12 meters maybe. It's going to be a vehicle, isn't it? It's got to be.
Just make a guess, god damn it.
No. Hey Joe.
No.
How old is Cyclone RC?
That was not 20. That's that was
Pre
20.
2020.
Yeah.
I want to make an educated guess, but I really don't know.
Well, it has cargo, but it's not a light freighter. So you're looking at something that's accidentally got cargo. I mean, there is something that was released newer than 2020.
And it's longer than 17.25.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I know.
I know it.
I'm just going to put the RC and see if anything pings back. Oh, of course, yeah. It's 2.
So I'm gonna say CAR Pisces.
Oof, wrong.
Rescue or?
Yeah.
Well, it's not Anvil.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. Wait, does it have to be Anvil?
Yes.
No, it's
No, sorry, no.
Anvil.
It's come up red for Anvil.
Okay. In that case, so it's come up red for Consolidate, Outland, Anvil, Aegis, Tumbril. So it's got. Wow. Okay. So then, what has released since then? Origin has released. So could it be? Could it? But it's got to be longer than 17.25. Oh, blimey.
It's tough, this
Um,
one.
I think it might be an Origin ship, and after 2020, I'm thinking it could be maybe
Bear in mind, it's
300i.
cheaper than $65.
Okay. The 300i was how much? Let's have a look.
Not
More
$65.
than that. Yeah, that was 100, like 200 something.
It could be. Blimey.
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 How old is the Dragonfly?
It's more than one
Um,
cargo.
It's also 2, isn't it?
racking my brain here. Could it be the STV maybe?
That was one.
Grey Cap?
It's 2-seater.
I think that was.
Yeah, this point it's 2-seater as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's right. Jesus.
He's not going to help you. Sorry.
No, that's fine. After the way I shot you down.
The way you shot me down. You asked for Jesus. I said he's not going to help you.
Oh yeah, Jesus, take the wheel right now. Blimey. What does the audience think?
Hyperion says X1.
Let's go
It's
for
more than
next
one
one.
cargo. Right, if you want an educated guess.
Ooh,
It's not Origin, so there you go.
let's
Right,
open
it's
it
You
up.
want an
So it
educated
is
guess,
released.
you want
Hover.
but no,
Hovercraft.
it's a cutter.
Ah.
It is a cutter.
Oh fuck it, it's Drake. Ooh.
Oh, wait.
Cut a scout.
What one did you just put in? Yeah, there we go.
It was the Scout.
Fuck's
There you
Fucking
go.
gross.
Okay, let's do that again. I want another.
Fetch me another.
Go on then. Start us off.
CJ got it, so you can start.
Greg Harold.
New in
But look
2016.
all that information.
Hyperion, go next, buddy.
Let's see. Bigger than that. Bigger than that. Oh. 400i.
Eason.
Oh.
Anvil Valkyrie.
Damn.
Crew 5. Release year, same year. Ooh.
More expensive.
Same year as the Valkyrie.
It's about $400.
not-
Refine.
It's not Anvil.
Wait, so
How much is a mole?
Less
Oh,
than that.
there's
310.
Yeah, 315.
$400. Refine.
I've been trying to find that
Mole is Forker as well.
It's not Origin, it's not Anvil, it's not Drake. So probably Aegis.
So it's got a crew of 5.
When did the Reclaimer get released?
He's not wrong.
And it's more.
Ah, he's so good at this.
Was it the Reclaimer?
It was the
Yeah.
Reclaimer. It was.
Wow.
Damn it. Oh, look at you.
Do you know earlier, Ethan, when I said about touching grass? That's something I do not do.
What, you just touch cloth instead?
Lots of cloth and lots of paperwork.
He touches keyboard.
Are you still doing your research? Or did you stop
honestly,
for the game?
I was doing my research through that game, and there's some big Aegis announcement posts in the lore, and I've gone back to like 2018, and the way they label out their lore posts is very frustrating. I've like searched Aegis, Anvil, Capital, and I've also gone to Reddit as well. Anvil Capital ship teased at Invictus.
No.
So apparently, what I've just found a video here. This gentleman is saying that there's 2 potential capital ships that were pledged that we haven't seen yet. And
I don't have the money for this. They can't do this to me.
You didn't have the money to get where you are now.
Sorry, second.
You didn't have the money to get where you are now.
so
also
there is apparently, according to the funding goals, and this I can find for you.
Just send me the link and I'll get it up on screen.
Yeah, we'll do.
And whilst he's doing that, what do you guys think we should talk about next? I really want to go back to visit base building again, considering I think we're soon to see it. But when we did the poll internally, there was a lot of people that wanted to hear about engineering and 323 in general, and even science and research, which is just waiting to come in. Hyperion, where do you see yourself in the game? Like, where is your main game loop gonna lie? Apart from being a commander.
I don't know. Because everything interests me, right? And that's the thing. Like, I think far too often people that play this game, they want to do a specific thing, and that's all they want to do. And I'm like, no. Sometimes I want to mine. Sometimes I might want to salvage. Sometimes I want to go blow shit up. If they come up with these space cows, maybe sometime I might want to farm. Probably not, but it's a good chance. I really don't know. What attracted me to this game to begin with was the fact that you could do, allegedly, you could do whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think if you're going to be able to farm, probably going to be able to hunt. If you can hunt, you can poach.
So,
are you going to be a poacher?
I've just sent them to you, One Dark.
Yep, so.
How many swaps can take down a space whale?
37.
Every player.
And then I'm going to have to pop off after this. But
You just imagine if one of these stretch goals was like, oh yeah, if you pledge before this, you get this ship and no one else can get it ever.
I got a towel. No, and there's some people that haven't got a towel.
Like an IRL towel or?
In-game towel.
Okay. I hope you enjoy using
They're going to get an animation where you can like spin it and then whip people as they come through. That'd be amazing.
So you want to see the 17 million, that bit there. Do we read
Look at
the
that
chairman's
word.
letter for that, or?
No, just right there. Second point, Star Citizen will feature an additional flyable ship class, the battle cruiser. We don't have any battle cruisers in game.
No, we do not. The Javelin is a destroyer.
Yeah. And
So-
battle cruiser is larger than a destroyer? Or is it-
Yes.
Oh my god.
Are there any in existence today, like in real world?
No. Closest thing would have been a battleship.
So it could be the Orion then. I think is the Orion the one that they hinted at for Squadron? Because I think anything larger than the Javelin, we may not be able to purchase it.
It doesn't have to be much larger than the Javelin.
And then you've got also the cruiser, which
Mm.
was at 4.5 million. So one thing I would love to know from the people listening in is what would you like to see from a ship that's larger than a Javelin that's a combat? Like which manufacturer would you like to see? And do you want it to be sort of like a capital ship? What purpose would you like it to be? Carrier or more of like artillery, like hiding behind the fleet and sending massive railgun rounds downrange? Or do you want it to be a brawler getting in there? That's something that I always like to see how people like to play.
I think by the time you've got a ship of that size, it's not just going to have a specialized purpose, it's going to do everything. But I don't know.
If we get something that's bigger than a Javelin or like the Bengal, I think it has to be the Vandal Kingship to give us a.
I don't think
combined
people would want to
fire.
use that though regularly.
No, not use it. I don't think it's going to be if they put something in the game that's bigger than a Javelin or a Bengal. It has to be the Vandal Kingship because then it gets everyone that's got an Idris to gang up on the Vandal Kingship.
I think it'd have to be Origin. It'd have to be Origin, and it would have to be like you've got the 890 like luxury cruise liner, but this would be an actual like cruise liner, but would have like multifaceted purposes. Yeah.
So yeah, guys.
And Hyperion would have one.
Tell us what you think. Intrepid, what do you think that's going to be? And also Battle Cruiser and Cruiser, what would you like to see for them? I'd really like to hear from you guys. That'd be amazing.
You talking to us or the audience?
The audience, I've heard enough of you guys, like talking about all these alien and Drake ships. It just hurts my ears.
And that's the last podcast Eason's ever on. Like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below saying Eason is a loser.
Mate, I'm dying here right now. My AMD 3900X is so warm in this room. It's crazy. I'm gonna have to like
crack a window open. Yes, for the heat.
Feel cozy now.
But mate, I'm cooking like a rotisserie chicken. It is ridiculous. AMD all the way. If you don't want to worry about heating your room.
Dual purpose, isn't it? Right, okay, cool. So if there's anything else, if not, then we'll wrap it up there. Eason. CJ.
All good.
Hyperion. Okay, cool. We've been SynCronus. Thank you very much and see you again soon.